Some of our departing contestants will receive the DQ Sundae. It's something different from Dairy Queen and a delightful ending to any meal at your Dairy Queen Brazier store. And Campbell's chicken noodle, vegetable, tomato, and vegetable soups in 26-ounce cans, the soup lover size. Each can makes 5 10-ounce servings. Here's the winker.
Well, let's see if Peter can keep his win string going. Let's meet our next opponent. Who's the challenger, Jay?
We have a captain, this one in the United States Marine Corps, whose interests are woodworking, gardening, and jogging. Meet Jan Hewley.
Okay, Jan, take your place. Okay, Peter, we've called out the Marine Corps. We're going to see the civilians haven't been able to do it, and if he can't do it, we'll bring out the bombing staff, huh? Hey, Jan, are you married?
I sure am, Wink.
You have children?
Yes, I do. I've got an adopted daughter.
Do you mind telling us about it?
No, I don't, Wink. She's Vietnamese, and unfortunately, her parents couldn't raise her, so we adopted her when she was 2 months old about a year ago.
I think that's terrific.
Thank you.
That's super, Jan. Welcome to Tic Tac Dough. We're delighted to have you here. You know that he is a very formidable opponent.
I sure do.
He's got $124,100. Jan, what would you do with that kind of money if you won?
You wouldn't see me standing here right now.
Well, in order to get to that point, you got to win some games, as he's done. Let's take a look at the categories. On Tic Tac Dough, we're dealing with the subjects Famous Blonde, Joe's and Joseph's Take a Letter, Mixed Drinks, Opera, Faces, Beatlemania, U.S. Geography, and Men of Ideas. Peter, your turn to place the first X as our champion. Where would you like it to go?
Bottom right-hand corner, Men of Ideas.
Men of Ideas, the category. And here's your first question, Peter. The modern version of this common office machine was invented by 3 Milwaukee men in 1867. Portable and electric versions of this invention appeared in the early 1900s. Name it.
Typewriter?
Right. Typewriter means an X in that box. $200 into the pot. Jan, where would you like your O to go?
U.S. Geography, down in the center and the bottom. Wink.
U.S. Geography. This is the question. Tourists to this state rarely miss a chance to climb Pikes Peak. Name the state.
Colorado.
Right. Put an O there. $200 in the pot. $400. Let's move the categories around. Categories take a quick shuffle. And Peter, we turn back to you for your next X selection.
I'll go the middle right side, U.S. Geography.
U.S. Geography. Here's the question. In what state do you find a rich rolling tract of 10,000 square miles known as the Bluegrass region?
Kentucky.
Right. The Bluegrass state of Kentucky. Put an X there. $200 more in the pot. Jan?
I have no choice but to go to the Famous Blonde.
Famous Blonde's the category for a block. Jan, this tennis-playing blonde was a companion seen with Burt Reynolds, and before that was a friend of Jimmy Connors. For a block, name her.
Christy Everett.
Right. Great tennis player. Good for a block. $200 in the pot. Let's move the categories around. Quickly, we have 2 X's and 2 O's on the board, just like that. Peter?
Well, I'll go for Joe's and Joseph's in the center.
In the center box, Joe's and Joseph's for $300. This fictitious Joe was visited by crazy Guggenheimer and the unseen Mr. Donaghy. First, what was Joe's occupation? 2, what comedian played him? Peter, think about that. Joe's and Joseph's, the category. This fictitious Joe was visited by crazy Guggenheimer and the unseen Mr. Donaghy. Peter, what was Joe's occupation?
He was a bartender.
That's right. And to complete the answer, what comedian played him?
Jackie Gleason.
Right. Good for that. $300 added to the pot. The pot's now up to $1,100. Jan?
Once again, we'll go to Beatlemania.
Beatlemania, the category. Question. According to the lyrics of a popular Beatles song, who lives alone on the hill, Jan?
The Fool.
Right. The Fool on the Hill. That's good for an O. Another $200 in the pot. That's good for a block. Let's move the categories around. You went for the block and you got it. Faces, U.S. Geography, and Men of Ideas. Peter?
Go for U.S. Geography for the win.
If you answer this question on U.S. Geography, Peter, you'll continue as our champion. The answer would be worth $1,500 in cash for a grand total of $125,600. Peter, for Tic Tac Dough, here's your question. The Black Hills are a picturesque mountainous region which is found in 2 states. For a total of $125,600, name one.
North Dakota.
No. South Dakota. Or Wyoming. Jan, where would you like to place your next O?
I'd like to go to the top center to Faces, please, Wink.
Faces, all righty. If you answer this question on Faces, you would become our new champion, and you would have $1,500. Jan, take a look at this picture. This undersea explorer is also the captain of the ship Calypso. To become our new champion and to win $1,500, name him.
Jacques Cousteau.
Right! Again, congratulations to you, first of all, for doing what a lot of players were unable to do. In this, his 32nd game, you defeated Peter. And in doing so, you become our new champion, and we put on your side of the ledger $1,500. And who knows? Maybe that's just the beginning of a long run for you as our champion. Jan, again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And to you, Peter, I just want to say that you have given us so much interesting fun, so many great games. We've had some interesting challenges, but each time, up until Jan, you met the challenge. And I cannot ever remember, after having emceed several game shows and having met many contestants on game shows, a contestant that has been as knowledgeable as you. Of course, a lot of luck entered into it. You admitted that on the show a couple of shows ago. But still, you went back into the recesses of your mind and you came up with some very, very difficult answers at times. Some of the questions, not as hard as others perhaps, but you were always right there to rise to the challenge. And it was just super. I see your wife is standing there in the wings. Come on out here. Debbie? I can add to what I've already said, that if anybody's been a help and a driving force to this guy, you certainly were there when he needed your advice, certainly at our big board, being in your position out in the audience. Certainly you couldn't give him any answers. You couldn't help him there. But you've given him a lot of good advice at that big board. How do you feel about what he's done for you and your family, Debbie?
Oh, it's just been wonderful. This is going to make a lot of changes in our life, and it's like a dream. We really can't think about it right now.
Peter, as you leave us, what are your closing thoughts?
I've really had a wonderful time, and I knew I had to lose sometime, so I'm disappointed, but I knew I had to lose, and I've had a great time.
I think that when you get back to camp, you're going to have a lot of people who are going to come up, tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, Chief, how about a little loan?" Huh? Tap you for $1 or $2. Well, you leave us, Peter and Debbie, with a grand total, including 4 automobiles and an awful lot of nice trips, the most recent of which at our big board was a trip to Hawaii. Your grand total is $124,100. You're beautiful. Thank you for being with us. God bless you both. Peter and Debbie DeVries. We'll be back with more of the new Tic Tac Dough right after these words. We're about out of time now, so Jan, we're not going to have time to go to the big bonus board, but we'll do it on the next show. And by the way, don't forget, 1 week from today, we're going to start our very exciting children's tournament on the new Tic Tac Dough. Give a kid a chance to win a trip around the world for his parents and himself, or herself. Well, it took the Marines to do it. We'll see how the Marine does in our bonus game next time on Tic Tac Dough. Thank you for being with us. Quick Parkdale. Goodbye, everybody.
All of our departing contestants will receive the home game version of the new Tic Tac Dough. This is much fun playing it as watching it on TV. In addition, some of our departing contestants will receive long grain and wild rice rice-a-roni, perfect blend of long grain and wild rices, herbs, and spices. Wild rice rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. It's wild. And Luden's, a good tasting pork chops and lots of delicious flavors. You can have great taste, lots of great tasting taste with Luden's. Also, now Lawry's has super-sized taco shells for real man-sized tacos. And with Lawry's taco seasoning mix in the filling, it's the easy way to enjoy tacos. Plus delicious Armour Star bacon. At Armour, we always cure bacon with a natural rind before we trim and slice it. And a year's supply of Centrum, Leatherly's new multivitamin multi-mineral tablet. Centrum contains 21 vitamins and minerals, more than any leading brand. Also, Dentine chewing gum. While you're chewing Dentine, it freshens your breath as effectively as even mouthwash. Fresh your breath with Dentine.
Stay tuned to TV5. The $100,000 Name That Tune is next.
Tac Dough is a John Barry and Darren Rice production.